let's ruffle shuffle the unfolding path tarot, and we'll just see again what it's going to tell us today. I just never know what I'm going to get. Why is Gump coming in at the moment? Life is like a box of chocolates. You just never know what you're going to get. I love that movie, Forrest Gump. It was slow, but it was so honest and just so, so honest, and just had not one moment of guile within him. It was just such a lovely movie. When he found out he had a child, and he was all worried that it was going to be slow like him. Forrest. His name is Forrest. Just like his daddy. Such a great movie. And when he sees the president, yes, I got shot in my buttocks. You want to see? Oh, Lord. So funny. Such a good movie. Tom Hanks has played such great roles. Also the one that he did when he had HIV, and he was, really a good actor. So let's look and see what we have. Let's pull 18 cards, and then we'll look at them together and see if we can figure out what it's going to tell us. What is the tarot going to share with us today? We'll just have to look and see if we can figure it out. Okay, so let's see what we have underneath of it all. Is about the message about actions. Message about actions is underneath the whole thing. So the reading is about, things that are up in the air, choices, decisions to be made. Trying to figure out what we're going to do with it. When it comes to this craziness, we see a lot of things up in the air. And the things he's done by the dark of the moon. And again, just his craziness. It's not being done in the light of day. But we are, again, looking at it, and then the things that are coming out of the pushback, the rest. So what is he dreaming of? What is under the surface? With his craziness of choices still to be made. So let's see, the energy coming into it is about wanting to balance, bring some temperance, bringing some balance when it comes to a new action. A new action due to his dark drama, the devil, the chains, the things he's motivated by unconsciously, subconsciously. And apparently, he's going to have some new action that he's going to do coming out of his, skewed ideations. And with stuff that's still up in the air, they're going to try to bring some sort of a balance, a tempering of it. Because why? We are in the midst of free fall with things, a tower moment. So they still see all the stuff up in the air, And it's a tower moment. Part of it has to do with the peacock, the ketamine kid, I would say, more than likely, or just living the best life. Yeah, because why? We're facing loss. We're facing loss. All people are seeing is the things that's in front of them. They're not seeing they do have some things in reserve, okay? But it looks like, you know, the Orange Menace is just driven by loss, driven by his revenge drama, okay? That's what it's about for him. He's going to tear down everything that Biden's done, that Obama's done. He wants to get rid of it all and turn it upside down. So the challenge is about the past, okay? What he's taking in from the past. And what's being birthed now. The things that they're trying to do to birth now. When it comes to the message he's putting out about the monetary system or just other things, concrete stuff that he's doing now, okay? Potential outcome when it comes, this is not the higher element in this case. This is Trumpenstein. And people holding on to actions, holding on to what they can do. And in this case, just the swords are out, and it's painful. These painful truths that are coming with all the stuff he's doing, okay? So the other information is about families. It also could be about Republican Party. It's my card for the Republican Uglies. When it comes to the long-term things, and taking the lid off to see what's actually there. So let's go through. The foundation is his subconscious things that he's dreaming about, okay, that are ruling his dark energy, the faces of loss that he's had, so the message he's putting out, and just the pain he's inflicting, okay? And the lid is off looking at the pain he's being inflicted with in his past that he is now trying to inflict on others. Okay? So we have the center of it, his moon madness, a new action when it comes to living the high life, what's being birthed in America, and the actions others are holding on to when it comes to the long term. Okay, so there are still choices to be made, wanting to balance some of this because it is a tower moment. They're looking at the past when it comes to Trump and the Republican Uglies. So now let's break this down. It's about the choices still to be made by Trump. The painful things that he's just, this could be painful things that are coming out to him now, and also that he is inflicting on others from his subconscious nonsense, and that we want to just push him back with. So the very center of it is living the good life. There's a new action when it comes to what's being birthed. They're wanting to temper some of his message he's putting out. When it comes to the past and his dark drama, there will be new actions with what's being birthed on this front, okay? When it comes to the tower moment and feeling the losses. So it looks like they're going to start putting, again, more restrictions on him. There will be a new action when it comes to his crazy and maybe the ketamine kid, okay? What they've been trying to do, because up in the air, we don't want to face any more loss, and we want to be able to rest when it comes to the tower moment and tempering again, bringing to balance with new actions some of the things that Trump is doing, what's being birthed. Okay, others are seeing what's happening, and again, I think this has to do with some of the tariff things. They're holding on to their energy, and Trump, with what he's birthing, he's going to be facing losses for sure. With the past messages he's putting out, and the tower moment that is inflicting people now, and the swords are coming out and raining down with what he's doing, okay? So the truth is coming out. His tariffs thing is a disaster, okay? It's not only a disaster for this country, but it's a disaster other places as well. But it's really going to come back to haunt him. Him and the ketamine kid. But let's see what else this has to say. Now we have the other reading that is more scrutinizing of him, and maybe some more pushback by the Republicans, but let's see what this has to say as well. At the center of it, we have, again, where we started this reading, things that are up in the air, decisions yet to be made. Now, in that phase, really, they're kind of contemplating what's happening with that, which, what way do we go with this? Okay, because they feel it's a nightmare scenario. There's a lot of concern with what's coming down now, okay? And endings, okay? Choices still to be made, a lot of concerning when it comes to endings, okay? An end, a transformation. So the concern is about the choices being made in life, the choices. What other choices are going to come that's still up in the air that we're dealing with? And what he's offering, what's being offered when it comes to some of these endings. Okay? And just this unhappiness, not seeing something that could be beneficial, but just in that pouting mode of drama. There will be new information coming out with the choices being made. There will be agreements again with what's being offered and the endings that are taking place when it comes to holding on to power, when it comes to leadership, when it comes to the actions. Okay? People are just really not happy with it. There is the struggle taking place to temper, to bring things into more balance. There is more light going to be shed on these things, and it's going to be done rapidly. Okay? When it comes to the good old boys club in the White House, okay? And the actions that have been done, and just the pessimism and anxiety that it's causing across the board, okay? So, yeah. I don't think that things are going to go well for the ketamine kid in the end. I'm sure that Trumpenstein's going to try to throw him under the bus when it comes to some of the things. He was going to find all this money, trillions of dollars of waste and fraud and abuse, and he hasn't found it. All he's done is tried to secure getting rid of people that were, again, looking into him and the things he was doing. Okay, and then trying to manufacture that he has made some big radical change when all he's done is just really a cluster F of drama that he's put out with firing people and this and that. And that, all the things that he's doing is going to wind up costing more money in the end. because all these things are going to have to be repaired that he's now tearing apart in his drug-fueled drama, wisdom. Okay? So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll see you online.